Hello everyone and welcome back to Hachinara Culture Japan. I'm Hachi coming to you from Japan. Today I'd like to talk about Japanese sports day or undokai, but not the modern version. This time I want to look back at what sports day was like when I was in elementary school and junior high school around 1988 to 1995. The number one thing that would probably shock people today is this. Parents were drinking alcohol everywhere at the sports day venue. By today's standards in Japan, this would be absolutely impossible, but back then, I guess it was just normal. On a fun event day, people gathered, drank alcohol, and smoked cigarettes. That was the atmosphere. I haven't decided this, so I don't know for sure. Maybe there were more serious areas where people didn't do that. But as far as I know, at many elementary school sports days, the adults were basically having a party. The adults really looked happy back then. There was no internet, no smartphones, and much less entertainment compared to today. So when people gathered, they drank. That was also part of the culture of that era. Even at junior high school, track and field events, I saw people having drinking parties. How much did people love alcohol back then? Also, my elementary school didn't have this, but apparently some schools even had festival-style food stalls run by street vendors. Honestly, I was jealous of that. Now, one of the best parts of sports day was the lunchbox your family made for you. I think many people in Japan still do this even today. Families would start preparing the night before, then wake up super early on the morning of the event to make lunch. Seriously, thank you so much. Kids, you better be grateful. On sports day, there was no school lunch, so we brought our own lunch boxes. Some families brought food they had bought from stores. Nearby supermarkets would take orders for special sports day party platters. I remember being really jealous of those. Of course, my mother's homemade lunch was delicious too. But those supermarkets platters looked really high quality. They looked so good. Sports day usually started around 8 a.m. on Sunday and continued until around 5 p.m. If it rained, the event would be cancelled and moved to the following Sunday. Recently, things have changed quite a lot. I've heard that more schools now finish sports day in just the morning on a weekday. Maybe sports day is becoming one of those cultures that slowly disappears. Maybe the reason I feel a little sad about that is because I'm getting older. Elementary school in Japan has 6 grades, and at my school, each grade had 4 classes. I think that made my schools one of the larger schools in Japan. So there were many different events, and there were also events where all the students participated together. By the time it was all over, we were completely exhausted. And looking back now, I realized something. Sports day wasn't just a school event, it was a huge community event. The kids were running, the parents were cheering, grandparents were watching, and somewhere in the corner, the adults were drinking and laughing. It sounds unbelievable today, but that was the world I remember. And with that, that's all for today. If you grew up in Japan, what was sports day like at your school? And if you're from another country, do you have a similar school event? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching Hachinara Culture Japan. I'm Hachi coming to you from Japan. See you in the next episode.